Hi Aries, welcome to your weekly Tarotscope with me, Raphael from Reydiant.reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm so sorry that these are late. I've had some personal things that I've needed to deal with, so I just want to say thank you so much for all of your patience, and this is just to let you know what's going to be shaping up in your week. So before we start, I would like to bless my cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise, and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So let's see what your destiny for the week is. So your destiny card is what the overarching or overall theme for the week ahead is going to be like, and you get justice. So this card represents the sign of Libra, but it actually talks about it can be signing contracts, it can be signing on the dotted line, but it's always to do with some kind of contractual or mutually beneficial understanding or happening. So when you get the justice card, effectively what this says is you are going to have a choice to make, and you have a choice to make in terms of what you put your name to or what you allow your name to be put to. So for some of you, this is going to come in the form of things closing up. This is going to be like the week where you sign on the dotted line, or where somebody else signs on the dotted line, and it seals and cements things. I kind of feel like, because this is your direct opposite in the zodiac as well, interestingly enough, and I kind of feel that for a lot of you, this is about the culmination of something. So this is the week where you finally see that thing. It's like when you sign on the dotted line, that's when it's a done deal, right? That's when it can become what it's supposed to become, or it can go on to do what it's supposed to do. This is the week that you have that. If you're not signing a contract and it doesn't relate to anything like that, this is about you making a decision. This is about you making the decision to walk forward on a specific path. This is about you saying to yourself, right, okay, this is where I'm heading, this is what I want, this is how it's going to shape up. The Justice card is a good one because it also says, for those of you that have experienced something where you need or you demand justice, this will be the week where you start to see that. This will be the week where you start to get, where you start to get some sort of clarification that your prayers or your, pleas or whatever have been answered. But also, when you get the Justice card, it reminds you to deal with everybody in your path this week fairly, because if you don't, the chances are that it may well backfire on you. And this is the thing, when you see the Justice card, whatever you're dealing with, it's always settled in the way that is deemed fair for everybody that's involved. The thing that I find interesting about that is what you and I deem to be fair versus what the universe deems to be fair sometimes differ. So yeah, let's take a look at your direction card, which is about how this shapes up, what the context may well be. You get the Four of Swords. Interesting, because you've got a lot of air energy here. So the Justice card represents Libra, that's an air sign. Then you've got the Four of Swords. The swords are the air suit. The Four of Swords is about waiting, patience and stillness. For those of you that are signing anything, this is actually saying to you, maybe you want to rethink it. Maybe you want to check the fine print. Maybe you want to say, look, you know what, I'm not entirely sure this works for me as it is. When you get the Four of Swords, it's about waiting, it's about patience and it's about stillness, but it's also about observation. And the reason I say it's about observation is because it's actually about meditation. So when you get the Four of Swords, especially with the Justice card, anything that you have to sign, anything that that is going to set things in motion from this week on, think about it before you sign. Read it, reread it, get a friend, a family member or somebody that you trust to go over this document if it is something of that nature. For those of you that it doesn't relate to anything like that, this is saying to you, think about before you speak, before you say you're out of order or this and this, think about what your part in the situation has been, think about what their part in the situation has been, and weigh it up from there. That's what Justice is doing, it's balancing out the scales. But the Four of Swords is asking you to wait, it's asking you to be patient. And usually when I see these kind of cards come up and this kind of situation, it's because not all information is present just yet. So just hang in there. There's a very almost like a a high priestess feel about this, you know, and justice is 11, which is 2. It's also a gate as well, you know, it's got that kind of feel to it. So just be wise this week about what you put your name to, and more importantly, think before you speak. Think about what your intentions are, and more importantly, think about the situation objectively rather than subjectively from your own feelings. I wish you an abundance of love, light, peace, prosperity, and abundance itself. Have an amazing week. I'll see you very soon for more videos. Take care.